back to Beards on Gaming. How are you today, Mark?
You know, I'd feel a lot better if you weren't trying to destroy my sleep schedule, David. Welcome to the No Sleep Podcast, everyone.
So you were telling me that I kept you awake all night.
Well, no, not all night. It's still night. We're recording this at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we are.
Well, unlike...
This is the time I normally get up.
Yes, you do have a weird schedule in comparison to myself. But we usually record these in Sunday morning after we've, gotten a good rest, had some breakfast. I'm desperately trying to get out the door because I have a fucking life. But so, last night, for reasons we won't go into, we both had to sleep in the basement in the same room.
Yes.
In the same bed.
Yeah, sure.
No. But so you were sleeping in the chair a few bits away from me. And I didn't know this about you. You are, perhaps, one of the worst... No, you know what? No. The worst snorer I've ever had the mispleasure to sleep alongside in the same room. I had noise-canceling headphones in. You're smiling because I already told you this. And you laughed your ass off.
I did.
I had noise-canceling headphones in both ears. I was playing music off of YouTube that was relaxing, piano, rain, sleeping music. And I had pillows on either side. And in the distance... It wasn't good, David. And I was worried. Several times I was like, should I throw a pillow at him? Is he about to suffocate?
And I just wake up, see you on the computer, and I go,
oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. See, this is why I dreaded the other ones. So. So Dave is...
Hold on.
What a story, Mark.
So Dave is unreasonably happy. He is convulsing. I am worried he's going to pass out.
Oh, God.
Because he has set up the most weird, rigged bullshit soundboard I've ever seen. Though, granted, I'm not very experienced.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at is the most basic RPG Maker tavern with several NPCs, two of which look like you and I.
Yes, two of which are you and me.
Yes, functionally.
Yes.
And you are just going around, and the way this soundboard works is you will literally talk to these NPCs, and they just play a sound clip.
Yes.
So
I always wanted a soundboard for like our podcast and other things, but I'm like, you know what? For our purposes, I don't need like a full like expensive soundboard. I can just make a virtual room in RPG Maker and have it functionally do the same thing.
And thus, this.
Yes. So,
I'm not sure if this is the most effective way to use it, but it definitely works.
Oh yeah, I have a little Xbox 360 controller I have down here, and I'm just moving my character around as we do this and having it play sounds.
So of the about 10 NPCs I'm looking at, I now know what 3 of them do.
Yes.
You are the player character.
Yes.
I play the intro.
Yes.
So we're not doing that one again.
You are the bartender in this virtual tavern soundboard.
My nightmare.
I think you look pretty good.
No, it's not that. I'm actually very impressed that those look pretty much like us.
Those are custom. I like them.
Yeah, I think my hair should be brown rather than black, but it's a very dark.
It's a very dark color.
It's a very dark brown.
I really can't get that kind of color out of it.
It's whatever. I don't care. Then you have one Joseph Joestar for both Oh My God and Oh No. Go for it.
Oh my God!
Appropriate for this podcast. Then you have a Tommy Wiseau.
Yes.
And now the remainder are a mystery.
Yes, I like the Tommy Wiseau one.
And
I forgot to give him sunglasses, though.
Yes, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I could fix that easily.
So I don't want you to reveal any more unless they become relevant.
Okay.
I want to honestly be surprised and watch as you laugh at my glazed over expression.
We haven't gotten to the subject of the show yet.
I mean, this is kind of the subject of the show. This is Dave wants to show off his soundboard. Welcome, listeners.
I made this in like 20 minutes.
I'm happy for you.
The longest part was actually finding them, recording them, and adding them. That was the longest part.
So I definitely guessed this when you said you had a surprise for me for the podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't quite guess how you were going to do it. I did walk in, see your computer on, and you had a glowing Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah, it's the only one I have.
Whatever, that I'd never seen before. And I'm thinking, surprise, podcast, he has something that would have to be mapped to several buttons. Did you make a soundboard? And you're like, fuck! Yeah.
Oh,
You were actually super bummed that I got it.
this is actually one of the... this is probably the least impressive thing I've ever made in RPG Maker. And this is the most...
Great. Yeah.
This is probably the most useful thing.
There you go. It serves our purposes. So let's actually get to the meat of this podcast, unless
Yes.
you wanted to go over this a bit more.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's just me moving around a tower and talking to sounds.
Super relevant podcast talking about a show that ended, several weeks ago.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're talking about JoJo. We're talking about part 5?
Yes, because you only just watched the final 2 episodes last night.
Yes.
Because you basically never watch unless I'm down here.
It's more fun when you're here.
Yeah, that's fair. And so I watched them both I watched the first of the 2 when that one came out, and then I watched the second one just tonight. Because
Okay.
I kind of got spoiled on what happens anyway. Yeah, so this is generally going to be a podcast of reviewing all of part 5.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so this one they all have to start with Joe, but this one is Giorno.
No. You know what? I will give you $5 right here, right now.
Okay.
If you could tell me his original name.
His original name? That's not his original name?
It's not Giorno Giovanna, because his mom's Japanese and he was born in Japan and emigrated to Italy when he was very, very young. But he has an original Japanese name.
And it's not Joe anything? I don't know.
Haruno Shiobana.
Yeah, I would never guess that.
Yeah,
shit.
right? That was on a JoJo trivia cast I watched a little while ago.
Where
got
did
it.
that name show up?
It was like in the first episode of such and such, his name, Haruno Shiobana, renamed Giorno Giovanna when he moved to Italy.
Why? Just to fit in? Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
Yes. You know what Ellis Island is.
You know what?
I know this isn't Italy, but you know what Ellis Island is.
No, not
That's
only
the
that,
equivalent.
when I went to college, every national student was like foreign exchange student and shit was suggested to pick an American name.
I actually did have something similar to that.
Yeah.
In which I was a while ago. I had to release a package to someone. They came in, showed their ID. An Asian woman
Yeah.
came in. ID said such and such, like Joe. Like I'm not gonna actually give her proper name, but like Jane Smith, a very just
Yeah.
name. And I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing your name in the system, ma'am. Is it for you? Is it under someone? Are you picking up for someone else? And it's like, oh no, it's at this address. The only thing I had for that address was a very, very Chinese name. I'm like, is it this? I did my best to pronounce it. Oh yeah, that's me.
That's my real name.
And it's like, okay. And I'm like, and that's, that was my first instance that I'm like, why not just
Well, at that point, like,
I figure
as soon as you say, I don't see anything for that, she should have said, how about
would
this?
it be that? But it's also like, I don't know, I feel, maybe I'm ignorant on the subject, but I feel like that era should be like gone.
Yeah, I know. But we're Americans, we're stupid, and we really refuse to try to learn any name that's not English.
I will actually disagree with that.
I met a guy named Arafat.
Uh-huh.
And, like, when I first heard it, I'm like, do you have a nickname? And he's like, no.
All right.
Can I call you Ara? No.
All right, Arafat.
I'm like, I'm going to forget it, but I'll try.
Arafat? That you forget that name?
Yeah, for a long time I forgot that name.
Why? How?
Because it's not a name I've ever heard before.
But that would make you remember it more.
No, not for me.
Okay.
I have trouble remembering Bob.
Well, yeah, everyone. Because
I'm terrible with
because
names.
you know about
everyone.
You know about 10,000 different Bobs. I only know one Arafat.
Everyone for like the longest time is just hey man to me.
That's fair.
Hey man, how you doing? And I will ask.
You still don't know my name.
Jim?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Mark.
He just checked the RPG Maker box. That proves it. Should I bring in my name tag?
Yeah, actually, that'd be really helpful. No, but fine.
Anyway.
You want to know the nerdiest thing about that, though?
I'm glad the segue keeps going on this one.
I'm like, okay, his first part of his name is that stupid pronunciation for the second air spell in Final Fantasy. And then it's
Arrow?
Fat.
He's Arrow Fat.
Arafat. Arrow's the first spell, Era's the second spell, Erga is the third spell.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay. I'm actually used to Final Fantasy XIV doing it better. Arrow 2.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're playing the Japanese, it might actually do... I know it does it in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it does.
I know it does it in other Final Fantasies. I don't know, like...
Because there's a maximum of 3. After you get to the G suffix.
There's no more Arrow 2, is there? There's just Arrow now.
There's Arrow 2.
Is there?
There's no Arrow 3. Arrow 3 is the AoE one.
Oh, yeah, Arrow 2 replaces Arrow.
Yeah.
Right, and then it gets replaced by...
Dia? Yes, Dia.
Dia.
Which is just light.
I still just call it Arrow, because it's effectively just fucking Arrow.
But it's light. Hey, Dave. Kingdom Hearts is light. I just thought you needed to hear
I hate that.
Yeah.
That infuriates me. Even when it first came out, that ending infuriated me.
I think it should have infuriated you only when it first came out, because it made absolutely zero sense.
I know now, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light. And then
what does that mean?
He dies from the light. I'm like, oh, okay, so Kingdom Hearts is light. He was wrong, so everything's fine.
Hey, look, all these fucking Heartless.
I was like, oh my god, the darkness. We have to close the door and stop the darkness to get you. You said Kingdom Hearts is light, motherfucker.
I don't know why you're... I mean, okay, I understand back then you were still kind of had hope. I don't know why you're trying to make sense of Kingdom Hearts now.
It infuriates me.
Stop. You need to stop caring.
Oh.
You need to stop caring. Back to JoJo. Anywho, so let's get...
Okay.
You're gonna be on this. Are you okay? Do we need to take another break?
I'm good. I'm good.
He's good?
I'm good.
Are you good to talk about JoJo?
Rise and shine, bitch! We're going to Disneyland!
Yeah, I'm good. I was wondering if I'd actually be able to use that one. Hey, you gonna be okay?
No.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, I hate you. I'm so disappointed in myself that I didn't catch that you were just waiting, like a kid about to open a Christmas present. Just like, oh boy, God. I'm gonna get to use this one.
That anger was real, though.
I get that. No, I get that.
Real,
but my reaction gave you the exact opening you needed. It's not even the best segue, but you decided you needed it. At any rate.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
This podcast was supposed to be about JoJo.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to give you... let's start with just generalized opinions of the entirety of Part 5.
The entirety of Part 5, it's passable.
It's still JoJo.
Yeah.
It is, in my opinion, the weakest part of JoJo. Which that's not to say. Like I said, it is enjoyable, and it's still JoJo, and I had a lot of fun during this season.
Yeah.
But there's
as much gripes as I have with Part 1, the characters are still very likable and relatable.
And you know what? The powers are consistent.
Ish.
You know what? No, they pull powers out of their ass, but once they say a power, I know what it does.
Yeah.
I can't always say that about Part 5.
True. Giorno's powers are just changed from episode to episode based on what he needed.
Giorno's power eventually just becomes no. I don't mean to get into spoilers a bit too much, but yeah.
Yeah,
so So when everyone was... If you were ever confused about stands coming into play in Part 3 and how that power could eventually become anything, Part 5 is the logical conclusion of that, in which it does anything it wants to.
Yeah.
And that sort of vagueness to Giorno, especially Giorno's power, and kind of King Crimson's power, kind of makes what should be the ultimate climax of these two power sources colliding seem kind of just vagary happening, and people just... I
was really excited for King Crimson to see what that matchup would be.
And then it just becomes no.
It just becomes nothing.
Now, granted, this has... so you are, of course, aware of the meme, how does King Crimson work?
No, but I can very easily grasp onto that.
So how does King Crimson work?
Okay.
Has been the longest standing of what the fuck memes, or it just works, in the JoJo fandom.
What's this pot of greed do?
What does Pot of Greed do? No, it's not even that. No, because that's similar in phrasing, but it's not. Because Pot of Greed is very obvious, and it's sarcasm. I'm still fiddling with the knob.
You gotta stop doing that. I can hear it.
Anyway.
Stop jacking off the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you waiting for me to soundboard?
I thought you had a soundboard for that.
Oh, I can add one if you'd like me to.
Cool. Anyway, so going back to this. How does King Crimson work, or It Just Works, has been a meme in the JoJo fandom for a long-ass time, because the Part 5 manga translations were either A, stupid, or B, didn't explain it enough. You're moving towards a very specific person on the soundboard.
I'm not moving anything, I'm just moving around.
Okay, you have a glazed over look like, can I use this here? But so, now, my main point is that with this anime adaptation,
Yeah.
King Crimson got a lot more fluid animation and a little bit more explanation that you actually see, okay, this is what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's very clear when you're actually moving, rather than just going panel to panel, you're seeing it move and you're seeing the background fade away into nothing, so it's just two people. And it actually helps to have you understand how it works.
You actually understand what he can do, what he is capable of.
Now, you still have that very weird thing that is never seen again. In which case, do you remember in the very first time you see him where
Bucciarati sees himself, kind
his
of?
future self?
Yeah.
That never comes up again, and it's never explained.
Yep.
But anyway, so what King Crimson essentially does is he predicts the future for like 5-10 seconds in an immediate area. Then he
predicts all possible futures, and then he picks the one that works for him.
Kind of.
Yeah.
He predicts all futures within about 10 seconds. Then he activates King Crimson, and for the next, say, 10 seconds or so, everyone else is forced to unconsciously act out that future that he has both seen and chose.
Yeah.
But he is not bound by that. So that leaves it so I want to say throw a punch in this area. He sees that punch is going to happen. I have to do it anyway, but he can move wherever.
But no one else but him remembers that 10 seconds.
And when I wake up after I've done that.
Yeah.
And then he's right behind you.
It's like...
That's the idea.
Yeah, I think you sent me a meme where it's just like... it's just Bucciarati with like low Wi-Fi signal.
Yes, and his is like ping 999.
Yeah.
And King Crimson's ping is 10. However, that very same explanation can be used on Gold Experience Requiem.
Kind of.
Which
is more of a captcha.
His is more of a his caches will never reach the server.
Yes.
You are playing the MMO.
It's like the AOL dial-up, except the dude never gets finished running.
Yes. That is exact.
How many people are going to understand that?
No, well, I mean, I'm explaining this to you because I'm hoping that this explanation goes through.
Oh yeah, I understand how they work.
You're playing an MMO and you're constantly interacting with your PC and your system. It's never going to reach the server, and that is Gold Experience Requiem.
Yep.
And this is kind of the point, because
I didn't understand what was happening until you sent me a trap card, a Yu-Gi-Oh trap card picture
of Gold Experience Requiem, where the description was just
no.
No, not even as harsh as you said it. Just no.
After you sent me that, I'm like, okay, I guess I get it now.
But here's the thing: I am using not esoteric logic, but like metaphor and long, protracted explanations, esoteric explanations to try and describe the main power set of your main hero and main villain. That's
his final power set. It's not even the rest.
Sure. Yeah. That is his final power, but that's his ultimate 11th.
It's not even the biggest bullshit he pulls out either.
I would say it is.
Well, that I can understand that because it's his final power.
It's the standout.
It's the OP thing at the end. I get that, but like up to that, like he just starts off with an OP power set.
I can make this frog from nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think he needed Requiem to win.
I think in that moment he did.
I don't think so. Dude had a power at the start that was really cool that he only used twice in like the first 2 episodes, or even the first episode only.
I'm trying to think of.
He had a okay, so he could turn any inanimate object to a living object that is completely under his control. Correct?
Almost every single. I'm not sure about directly under your control, but more or less, yeah.
It is directly under his control. he has things fly around, like ladybugs fly around and do exactly what he wants.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so if you hit those things, and just the first episode, you had the same damage done to you.
So there's an instance in the very first episode where we get this, where he turns a brick into a frog or something.
Yeah, and then he has a frog hide under his coat, so when the guy hits him with a shovel...
No, it's not even that it's on his... It's not even it's not even that it's under his coat. Jordan, it's visible on his clothes, and Jordan's like, don't mess with that frog.
Yeah.
Just don't do anything to it. Just don't do anything to it. And the guy hits it anyway because the guy's an asshole.
Hits it with a fucking shovel.
And then you just zoom out to see the guy's head has a dent, shovel-shaped dent in it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool power. I really like that power. And they never use it again.
Araki forgot.
Probably.
That's another meme, by the by.
I know.
Araki forgot.
And then he can just fucking grow organs, which I didn't like at all.
Again, so okay. We have the second JoJo protagonist that can heal people.
And himself.
What is Josuke's power set? I can repair anything or revert it to a previous state.
Yep.
Except myself. I can't use it on myself.
Can't use it on himself, and he cannot restore souls.
And yeah, so It's not, as soon as someone is dead,
he can return a body to perfect functioning order, but if that light upstairs is clocked out,
if they have gone,
they're gone.
If they have gone to their JoJo smoke,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
They're gone.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. We're talking about that exact moment when Josuke's
There's
grandfather.
a few of them.
Josuke's grandfather in particular is the first instance of, but I healed him. He's gone.
Yeah, stop hitting the mic!
I'm sorry. I actually didn't mean to that time.
Josuke's grandfather,
but then it's
Joseph.
I'm sorry. It's Jotaro who tells him that. And then it flashback to Jotaro literally just injecting vampire blood to Joseph. This works.
I am Dio!
Fuck both of you.
And also, they also do it. I didn't remember this, but they did it for the witch that works for Dio. You don't see her spirit. You see the dust go off like Joseph, but it never accumulates into a body.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
They also did it with Bucciarati, but
Yes,
you actually
yes,
see the body
yes,
with
yes.
him.
But so here's the thing. Josuke's power is healing power, not myself, and that's what keeps it from being OP.
Yeah.
It's very clearly defined. And
His
very
is
clearly
my
has
favorite power set. It was most
It's great.
entertaining for me to watch.
And he uses it very creatively, as a JoJo stand user should.
Yeah.
But the fact that Giorno's is so vague, it's just, I am creating living things. Oh, but that transfers to organic matter and therefore organs, and I just create whatever's in it, and I can use it. And I can effectively bring back someone, even temporarily. The vagaries of Giorno's power...
fucking zombie.
The vagaries of Giorno's power make it all the, yeah, okay, what? Rather than it being cool, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, I guess you can do that.
I just expect you to do whatever the plot needs you to do at this point, man.
Pretty much.
I'd rather a character die than him restore them, honestly. It would have gave it some stakes, but I know ultimately he's probably going to restore everyone who gets quote-unquote killed until the final battle.
So I actually want to point out something. We're talking about him restoring one particular character over and over and over again.
Mista.
Is
it still Mista at this point? Because I'm just reminded that debate. If you replace a broom bristle and a broom handle, is it still the same fucking broom?
And yeah, we're getting close to it not being Mista's original body. So here's the thing, and this kind of made you laugh, and I'm very happy that someone figured out that this takes place. This entire manga, this entire anime, takes place over the course of about a week. Giorno's no good at not for a week. And here's the thing: how many times does Mista shoot himself in the course of this manga?
Enough. More.
Someone did the math. On average, Mista shoots himself once every 4 hours. And granted, a couple of those are like 3 at once, or like 10 at once in that one fight. You know the one I'm talking about. But that's once every 4. Mista, you're not have to worry about body parts being replaced. Half of him is going to be lead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I see you.
Oh
my god!
Fun times.
I'm like, stop looking at it, damn it.
What? You're not going to surprise me. I know what your deal is now. But yeah, so the Polnareff keeps getting his ass rocked.
Yeah.
And it's like every single stand user they go up against, Mr. starts off with, my stand is control gun. The stand user they're fighting is, my stand is the best at fighting against guns.
There's one that can literally stop the bullets, tap them until they get velocity back.
He controls kinetic energy of anything he touches, so bullets are useless.
Yeah. I forget how he stopped them, though. Did things just stop around him?
Because he stops... Mista shoots a bullet at his head, he stops it as it hits his head.
Oh,
and then
right.
Mista shoots the bullet. It's not technically touching him.
Yeah.
He just digs that one extra bullet further into his head.
Yeah, that was like...
Mista
that was super early.
Mista still... That was like... What
episode?
That was stand user number 3. I think first stand user...
First one was Bucciarati, I guess. So yeah, 3.
I'm not even sure if I included Bucciarati in that. I guess in that 4...
I thought it was Bucciarati, the fat dude with the Reapers.
I was Polpo, and I was skipping right to Polpo. Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, yeah.
Yep. Who had the arrow, had the trap thing. Then it was the
Who
dude...
had the stupidest death. I hated his death.
It was fun.
It was fun, but it made no fucking sense.
Organic matter, Dave. Vagaries of Giorno's power.
It turned into a fucking gun that shot itself.
He took the gun and turned it into a banana, not the other way around.
I got that.
Okay.
But then the gun went off. How?
Because he bit the gun.
That makes no sense.
Whatever. He turned a banana. By the way, I hope anyone who doesn't know JoJo has kept listening, and I hope this sounds like the most rambling, insane bullshit.
Because it is.
It's hilarious. This makes sense. This all makes sense. And then the second guy or the third guy was the one that could turn things into rubber. Or like could deflate things.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
There's also a person that can make things shrink, but I don't remember when he comes in.
Well, he was after those two.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the guy I'm talking about. Yeah, so there was one guy that could stop kinetic energy. There was one guy who everything that would hit his fishing line.
Really neat power
would be
sets
reflect.
for villains, by the way.
Yeah. They always are.
Yeah.
There was one guy who everything that would attack his fishing line reflects the damage. There was one guy who had his stand was an entire suit of armor around him.
Yeah, that one was a stupid way to kill him.
Sure.
I would have liked it if Mista's plan actually worked, because that one would have been neat.
It would have given Mista an actual kill in this.
Does he get any?
Kinetic
guy.
Yeah, he gets kinetic guy.
Yeah, right.
He gets one. You get one, Mista.
Yeah.
Naranja's got like 4.
He survives!
Naranja's got like 4.
Yeah, but Mista fucking survives to the end! He's the only...
I remind you.
He's the only original member of the gang that survives!
I remind you. Original member. Oh, well, Trish.
Yeah, Jono's not an original member. Jono's a newcomer.
And Trish.
She's not a member of the gang.
The group.
Okay, fine.
But I remind you, Polnareff survived part 3. The comedic guy wins.
I know.
And Joseph survived part 2.
And he's still a fucking ghost, even though he died in this part. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, no. I'm kind of glad.
Hey guys, I'm still here too. Shut the fuck up, Polnareff.
I'm stuck in this turtle. Okay, dude. He's still stuck in that turtle.
Yeah, he is.
Mm.
It's okay. He'll be dead soon anyway.
What's the stand's name again?
I forget.
Mr. President.
Is it? Yeah. Why?
And the turtle's name was Coco Jumbo.
Why?
Because music references.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
You're moving towards swans.
Stop looking at it. I'm not doing anything.
Anywho. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Naranja has like 4 guys under his belt.
Yeah.
He has the cheese guy, Formaggio. The
You
guy
still-
that can make things
You had
straight.
some fucked up villains this time too. Mm-hmm. You had the one doctor.
Yeah, Chicalata. Yeah. And Seco.
Was that
Oas.
Oasis?
Oas or Sanctuary. How are you going to get that from that? That was the dub name, Sanctuary.
Who was Oasis?
That's a musical group.
No, the guy who had Oasis.
Seco.
It is Seco.
I'm sorry, yes. Seco is the stand user. Oasis is his stand. The dub name of the stand is Sanctuary.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to get that.
At least if you're going to change it, make the names relate to what they do.
But here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Oasis is just a word. It is a proper word and term.
That one actually makes sense. He turns the ground into basically liquid.
Into mud.
Yeah, so
That
he
makes
makes
sense.
anything into an oasis.
Kind of. But yeah,
So I
that helps work. What's Sanctuary? Well, he protects himself in the... No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
There's...
But then, I guess you could call an oasis a type of sanctuary. But
It'd
again,
be better
it's a
to
stretch.
call him
It's a stretch.
Sinkhole.
What about green tea?
Green Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Did you get that one, or did I have
No,
to
you had to tell me that
Okay.
one. Yeah,
It's
but
green.
he's fucked up. Anything
So here's-
below him, except the
So
main
here-
characters,
Okay, so here's...
just started decaying.
Yeah, anything that was lower by altitude from him.
Yeah.
So what's the most dickish thing you could do if you have a power like that?
Go into a fucking helicopter.
You get in a fucking helicopter. Wow. I appreciate that. I like that hustle. So I like
I like that there was one person that was underground and one person in the air. They really wanted to fuck you over.
that was actually kind of neat. I like that kind of
Yeah.
dimorphism. So here's the thing about Chickalata.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes you think about every villain, including the main villain of Part 5. And it's like, Dio was a sanctimonious piece of shit, and he wanted to conquer the world, and
Yeah.
he didn't. And Cars wanted to become the ultimate being.
Yes.
Dio made that guy drive into a group of people because he didn't care. I can't be fucking bothered as to what they do. I don't have any time. Start driving.
Yeah.
Not because it made his dick hard. Diavolo genuinely believes that people are out to get him. He's a paranoid fucking freak.
Even he thought fucking Green Day was
He thought
disgusting to him.
He literally, the main villain, the guy who is the head of the mafioso,
Yeah.
and is currently trying to hunt down his own daughter because he has an irrational fear that she's going to expose him somehow, despite the fact that she has no idea who the hell he is.
Yeah.
He literally says, "This person is the worst piece of shit I've ever met," and he's pretty damn close.
You know what's funny? If he just hid his daughter, none of this would have happened.
I thought you just said hit his daughter.
No, hid.
Like, yep,
if he
just-
didn't try to kill his daughter, if he actually just straight up took his daughter and tried, or even killed her later, this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
Dave, this is going to shock you. Diavolo's not a very smart person.
I know.
Okay.
Like, the whole thing is, he does something fucked up in front of Bucciarati that...
Or why not just take Trish and say, okay, cool, and then kill his daughter later?
Yeah.
When Bucciarati wouldn't know.
Fuck! Show up in a mask. Do anything. Just make her fucking disappear. That's all you had to do.
You're Italian. Masks are a thing.
Yeah, all you had to do was just... the whole thing happened just because he chopped off her hand. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Because he couldn't, be bothered to just take her away from Bucciarati.
I think Bucciarati was holding her hand, and he saw it was quicker to just chop off her hand and leave.
Yeah.
If he just waited till they let go of hands and then took her...
Or say to Bucciarati, okay, you brought her, leave her.
Yeah, just leave her on top of the fucking tower.
And leave. And then deal with her later.
Yeah.
All voided.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Bucciarati and Giorno were playing Take Down the Boss long before then. It's just this is what
I get that.
spurred them
But
forward even more.
You literally give them...
So much ammo.
Yeah. And
So much
you give
personal
them
grudge.
the ability to go back after you. Mm-hmm. If you just took her without leaving evidence, Bucciarati would have no idea what the fuck happened or where to go. Mm-hmm. But because you left her hand, he's like, oh shit, he must have went through a wall.
Now, granted, this is all meant to be like this.
I get it.
Because it's all supposed to be Diavolo's own paranoia. He thinks he's protecting himself.
By the way, I wish Bucciarati was JoJo in this series because Giorno is...
He is, though.
I know.
Bucciarati is the main character, and I will not have you debate this.
I wanted Giorno to be more... You should have been more like fucking...
Giorno had to have more initiative.
You should have had more personality. He's fucking Dio's son, for Christ's sakes.
They really should have... I say that.
Make him fucking prideful in himself. Make him stupid, arrogant. I want him something.
Arrogant. Make him sassy. Make him act like Dio, but he's genuinely kind of
I look at Giorno, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be fun. And I watch him like, oh, this guy's not fun.
Man, this guy's boring.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. So this is ultimately an enjoyable part, but most of it is not revolving around the main villain, and it's not revolving around the main hero. It's around the side
villains. If it revolved around the villain more, I would have enjoyed it more because he could have been a great villain.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not, because a lot of the time with him is wasted on a body swap thing.
In which Doppio is
that
fun.
just kind of makes the whole ending dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed to take away from the...
Oh, wait. You mean the entire sequence with Chariot Requiem?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant his whole, like, split personality thing with Doppio.
Oh, no, I love that.
Okay.
That was great.
Yeah, okay.
I was actually kind of bummed when he died.
Yeah, that's weirdly tragic.
Yeah.
Because it's effectively another person.
Oh, yeah.
Another victim of the... Well, you know what? Compared to what he may have gone through, he gets off easy.
True. Oh, another villain that was neat.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Diavolo is a piece of absolute garbage. No one deserves that.
Another villain that was really neat was Metallica.
Oh,
Metallica was really neat.
Risotto.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all...
That's fucked up, though.
That's a really screwed up
You could turn
power.
iron in your blood to, like, actual, like, metal pieces, like razors and shit.
Now, here's the thing. Okay.
That fight should have not lasted.
No.
Metallica should have just won instantly.
Because here's the thing. That is I know I'm like questioning reality in a JoJo.
Yeah.
But like how they portray it, it's a great fight.
Yeah.
But it should be both not nearly as deadly and way more deadly than how they portray it. The human body in total shouldn't have enough iron in it to create one razor.
Everything that talks about iron in the blood does that, though.
Yeah. It's too much. We're like 90% iron. We're basically robots.
What was it? X2, X-Men United that did that?
What?
Yeah, X2, X-Men United. Mystique injects a large amount of iron in the security guard's blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then Magneto uses it, and he makes... Well, after he kills the guy by sucking the iron out of him,
Correct.
He makes a little tiny Segway for himself to stand on like this, and he has two little iron balls circling around him as he goes through the prison.
Like a syringe full of iron.
Yes.
Cool.
It's still...
And then that's all he makes?
It's still dumb.
Yeah. No,
he uses his two little iron ping pongs as like ricochets to go through all the guards.
But at the same time, and they kind of explore this in the manga, if he takes out all the iron, that means your red blood cells can't transport oxygen.
Yeah.
And so that means you're done.
Basically.
And they kind of do that, but he weirdly survives it.
He's just okay. And he actually goes off and kills someone like instantly later.
Oh, he's fine though, because he ate a frog.
Yeah, that happened, didn't it?
He just literally just picked up a frog and just... And that's apparently all you need, kids. After getting all of the iron sucked out of your body.
We haven't even talked about the most fucked up villain yet. I forget his name, but he fucking impregnates a girl to make a monster.
Yeah, he's pretty screwed.
What the fuck was his name?
Malone.
Malone? What was his thing? Do you remember?
What was his stand's name?
Yeah.
Babyface. Or Babyhead.
I don't even know that song.
I'm sure
it's
it's
a song?
I'm sure it's a song.
It has to be.
So his whole deal is he has a computer stand that can He
finds a victim, he rapes the victim with his computer.
Now they try to do a thing where it's like it's not rape, but it really looks like it.
He force impregnates a woman.
Kinda.
The woman gives birth to this monstrosity that goes off on a hunting spree of the person.
Kinda.
Not kinda, is exactly what happens.
They do a thing to make sure it's not.
What, a cutaway?
She checks herself.
Checks herself?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We'll go back and watch it.
Okay. I don't want to, Mark.
Go back.
It was a messed up thing to watch.
I'm forcing you. Come here.
No.
But yeah, he is pretty goddamn fucked up.
Yes, science!
Why Jesse Pinkman?
Because he's funny.
Bitch!
Okay.
I don't know. This is the guy you thought was shirtless, right?
Yeah.
I got this little meth lab right here. It's pretty neat.
It's just a bunch of blue bottles.
It's the closest I had, Mark.
Okay, Jesus. You said the most fucked up villain. I'm still putting Chickalata above him.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just a raw body count.
Yeah, true, yeah. I just...
Yeah, I know. No, he's probably a second.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
Chickalata's above him, though.
It's, you know what it is? I'm just so desensitized to mass murder. But the fact, like, forcibly impregnating someone to birth a monster is just still fucked up to me.
Sure.
It's just one is more desensitized to me than the other.
See, okay, now you've said that you've put Jesse Pinkman's, like, Mill Meth Lab in front of him. I'm trying to look at some of the other things on these tables in front of people, and I'm trying to guess who they are by that.
Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them make sense.
Okay. Does Tommy Wiseau's make sense?
Oh, yeah. Because he's a drunken asshole.
I don't even think he's drunk. I think he's just...
You think he's just Tommy Wiseau?
I think he's just Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's just inscrutable. So, yeah, generally we can talk about different parts of this part for a while and kind of go into more details about stuff and, but ultimately it's a fun, enjoyable part of JoJo.
Yeah.
It remains JoJo. The main character, main villain, a lot of the main fights kind of fall flat, especially considering towards the end how vague everything gets and how they seem to keep pulling random stuff out of their ass to make things seem more dire than they are. But for the main meat of the anime and manga, it's still very much enjoyable.
I ultimately had a good time with it. If nothing else, then for the villains and Bucciarati, basically. I still remember, it still haunts my nightmares, the fucking dance scene on the ship. What the fuck was with that?
If that's how you feel about it, then it worked as intended. It was literally meant to be disturbing.
Bucciarati cuts off his head with his zipper man.
Which means he can reattach it and he's still alive.
Yeah, so it's basically a head with the body still alive. It's just...
With a fish hook through his eyelid,
yes.
So he's constantly staring up at the sun.
And then people get in front of him and start dancing to give him colors in his vision or some shit. So...
JoJo.
The fuck? It was, Mista...
Fugo and Narancia.
Yeah, Fugo, that was the one I was forgetting.
Because it's easy to forget.
Fugo fought exactly one time and then left the group.
So I think I've told you this before.
Yeah, Fugo was supposed to be Green Day.
Chickalata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People remember the mother stand names, dude.
No, I know. But yeah, you remember Fugo's stand name?
No.
Good job.
What was his name?
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze. Was that another Prince thing?
Purple Haze?
That's another Prince thing, right?
No.
No? What is it?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, fine. I don't know.
I'm going to let them judge you. All 2 people who listen.
They probably wouldn't know either, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure they would.
Purple Haze. What is Purple Haze?
Jimi Hendrix.
I still don't know.
Alright, never mind. I don't know how else I could do this.
But alright, so it was a good show.
It's very fun. They still haven't announced anything for part 6.
An okay show, excuse me. I said it was a good show. I'm like, oh, excuse me, it was an okay show.
They still haven't announced anything for part 6. They announced an OVA for a spin-off with Rohan, a guy from part 4. Looks good, but it's
Does
not.
it?
Yeah. Actually, that's pretty neat. So yeah, we'll wait on part 6 to come out. And
is Koichi in it? Because that would make me interested.
I think?
Because I always like...
I don't know actually many details about it.
Because Rohan, it's just... Okay. His
All
stand
right.
is not very... What's the word I'm looking for? He's not... His stand's not like an action stand.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like a... His stand is more of
He
a...
doesn't punchy.
Yeah. He's not a stand that overcomes things. He's a stand that causes things, which is usually reserved for a villain or support spot.
Which?
As opposed to someone like Jotaro, who punches things and stops time for a quick sec.
Which is why this is an OVA with only a couple episodes of Rohan's Crazy Day.
Yeah, okay.
Which is probably what this is going to be. That's what I'm guessing about this.
Doesn't he stab himself because he thinks a dude's cheating in a game?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not just any dude, Josuke. And he was cheating.
Yeah, I know. It's just a weird thing to do. He just does it to unnerve him. That's the only reason why he does it.
I think there was a bit more to it, but yeah.
What, was there?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
I think he was used the blood for something. He also stabbed open a spider and licked its guts because he needed to know how it tasted. Anyway, thanks for joining us. You remember that? You watched part 4.
I do, and I just remembered that.
It's one of the best scenes. Not that one, but like that whole confrontation in general. Rocky had... Yeah.
What a story, Mark.
We're wrapping this up right now, but I do kind of want to see. I want to kind of run, not right now because I don't want to put these people through this.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the sounds, but I have played.
So from right to left on the top bar, Joseph Joestar.
Oh no! Explain what you're doing.
I'm looking at the NPCs.
So he's looking at the soundboard I made. He's going to try to guess who the characters are.
I'm not even going to try to guess. I'm just listing off with the ones I know. Joseph Joestar, Tommy Wiseau.
Yep.
What's that?
I'm not telling you.
Then I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Guess.
No.
Okay, so skip that one because that one doesn't look like the person.
JonTron?
Next one's JonTron. Yep.
Then I have nothing else besides Jesse Pinkman.
Okay, so just guess from their basic appearance who you think the other 4 could be for sound. On the bottom left there, the 4 there.
I got nothing, dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the bottom left one if that helps you.
Sure.
You should know the other 3 though, especially the 2 on the right of that table. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. We'll play them later, and I'll look stupid. To only Dave.
But yeah, ultimately, I enjoyed this part. It's not my favorite part at all, but
It's definitely, in my opinion, it's the weakest JoJo.
Yeah, but that being said, I still enjoyed myself. I still enjoy the JoJo series at large. I'm hoping that the next series will at least be fun, but I'm expecting it to be the worst out of all of them.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I know how it ends.
You have a particular thing with that.
Yeah.
You are gonna, if you dislike the villain of this part, you're gonna really like part 6.
I actually like the villain of this part. I just think he didn't have any fucking moments. He had a moment.
We have a few moments coming up with our next villain.
Okay. Yeah, he's the fucking priest, right? What is his name?
Poochie.
Father Poochie.
Which I'm actually really disappointed that I can't make any Simpsons Poochie jokes.
I never watched Simpsons.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that on the podcast once or twice.
Who is Poochie in Simpsons?
I will describe it later. Because it's a whole episode.
All right.
Alright, well, that's pretty much it for us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you next week.
Hopefully we'll
next
actually
2 weeks.
So hopefully we'll have actual gaming next week.
Maybe.
No.
Is anything coming out?
We've been kind of coasting on
I think
games.
we're in a dry spell, honestly. Well, for us.
Well, maybe Remnant. I'm going to try that out some more, and I'll tell you how it is.
Is that the one with the roots?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard you can play it. I've been looking at some people on Twitter and says you can play it single player pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, let me know how it is.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us, guys. I'll catch you next time.
Later.
Peace.